Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe and healthy. I just wanted to come on here and give a short, condensed version of my testimony, and hopefully you can learn a little bit more about me and Jesus through it. So to start out, I was born and raised Catholic. I went to Catholic grade school, Catholic high school, so I always learned about Jesus, believed in Jesus, knew who he was, but I would say didn't really make my faith my own until high school. And I had really struggled with anxiety and depression in junior high and high school. And it was honestly by the grace of God that he pulled me out of it. And somehow I turned to him afterwards, and I really dove into my faith, and I wanted to live it out, and I needed something steady and constant in my life. So it really became my rock in high school. And so with that, I knew I wanted to live out my faith in college. And so the first week I went to the Newman Center, and I fell in love with all the people there and the community, and it became my home, and it became a safe place. But I also quickly realized how superficial my faith was, and Jesus was calling me deeper, and he was calling me to look at the places in my heart that I didn't want to look at, and look at the parts of my life that I didn't really think he could go, because he could have my Sundays and my prayer life and like the good things I did, but other than that, I really didn't think he wanted all the things I struggled with or things I was afraid of. And so it became a journey, honestly, and it's still a journey, but it was him wanting me to go deeper with him. And a lot of times, honestly, I felt like he wasn't there, and I felt like he wasn't showing up, and it was just constantly going back to church, going back to prayer. Even when I felt like it was pointless, even when I felt like I was talking to a wall. But I've honestly had a really big grace this last few weeks, and it's really changed my life and allowed me to see Jesus where I thought he wasn't. And it has to do with the Bible story in Mark where he raises the 12-year-old little girl, and he raises her from the dead, and he says to her, Talitha kum, which means, little girl, I say to you, arise. And after hearing that story, it really touched my heart in a really deep way. And I was able to see that story in my story. And I was able to see where Jesus had been in my story, where he had said to me, little girl, I say to you, arise. Little girl, I say to you, get up. I was able to see Jesus and how he had woken me from different parts of my life where I didn't see him. And so that's been a huge grace in my life just these last few weeks, and I'm so grateful for it. And I'm constantly learning and growing, and it's been really transforming this past year and a half. I always say I've learned more in this year and a half than I have in my 12 years of Catholic grade school. And it hasn't always been easy, but it has been worth it. And I think a quote that sums that up really well is something Father Rob always tells me. And it's a quote from C.S. Lewis, and it's from the Chronicles of Narnia, and it says, he's not a tame lion, but he is good. And that's been my journey. It hasn't always been easy, and it's been scary, and it's been hard, but it has been good. And I trust that it's going to continue being good if I can continue to trust him and continue to let him go deeper. So that's where I'm at now, and I hope you were able to learn a little bit more about me, learn a little bit more about Jesus. But yeah, thanks for listening, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.